What's up? I did record a couple of videos before, because I'm back in Newcastle now, and I wanted to have the videos like scheduled to come out while I was away so I didn't have to worry about it, but YouTube kind of fucked up and that video is still processing now, like days later, so I'm having to record this slightly ghetto video, but hopefully it won't be too bad. This is my Chaos Plant deck. Finally managed to get my hands on Spore, which was a card that I couldn't find for ages, and in the end bought one and then found my other one, so now I have two, which is frustrating, but also means I can have two plant decks built now because I have like multiple Lonefire, multiple Dandelion and multiple Spore. So yeah, that'd be cool to try out, and I can like pit two different variants of plants against each other. This I don't think is the best version of plants in this format. I think the best version is like goat control plants with like Metamorphosis and Sinister Serpent and stuff, but this deck's really sick. It's really powerful and you can make really cool plays with it. So let's jump in for the lights. We have Bulls. Obviously no Chaos deck is complete without this beard layered. Broken shit. We've got some lights ones in here. We've got Erin. This shuffles back any defense position monster, which is specifically good against the Gladbeast monster that pumps itself up to 2,400 defense. I think it's like called Hoplopomolus or some shit. And it's really good against that. If your opponent sets a Sangan or a Tomato, then you summon this, you're gonna have a bad time. She also mills 3, which is pretty important, and is a warrior, which is also important. You run Lila, fairly obvious. She's Breaker the Magical Warrior, but instead of removing a counter, she switches to defense. She also mills 3, which is very good. She's light. She's not a warrior, unfortunately, but she is broken. You run Raiko, Lights 1 Hunter. This is mainly just another name for Charge of the Light Brigade, but it's also, that could be wrong actually, you probably would run this regardless because it's a pop that mills 3 and is a light, so pretty sick. You run Jane, Lights 1 Paladin. This can pump itself up to 2,100 attack, so it can attack over pretty much anything. It can crash with Laquari, the 1,800 attack Gladbeast when it pumps itself up to 2-1, so that's nice. It's a warrior as well, so very good. Staples, we've got 2 Moth and DD Warrior Lady. If you run Rota, you tend to run this. Out Stardust Dragon, which is very important. Although this deck doesn't struggle as much with Stardust Dragon because you can usually just make yourself a synchro like a red Dragon Archfiend or Colossal Fighter or whatever, so no need for like DD Assailant or anything. We run Chaos Sorcerer. This is another out to Stardust and other shit. Obviously it's a Chaos deck, so you need to run this guy. Yeah, so we're on at the darks now. I don't run many darks in this deck because I run like Light Swans, which can help you mill darks into the grave, and some other cards which I'll show you soon. We've got Sangan, very stable, such as anything with 1,500 or less when it's sent from the field to the graveyard. Amazing in this deck because you run like obviously you're running plants, which gets you tuners, and you run other shit, which I'll show you soon. You run Mystic Tomato. This can get you to your Sangan, or the next card that I'm going to show you. It's also recruitable by Lonefire Blossom, which is pretty sweet. So the next card you can get with Tomato is Spirit Reaper. He's good just to stall out or try and take a card out your opponent's hand to try and gain advantage. just a really versatile card. I think I run him in pretty much everything because, I don't know, I feel like he's pretty sick. Limited to 1 in SHIBA because you've got all the busted zombie stuff, and that +3 repair would be not fun. Next we have Caius. This kind of pairs up with Spirit Reaper, but it also pairs up with your like Dandelion, your Spore. There's like a lot of ways to get shit on the board and have it stay there. Yeah, he's pretty much stable, I'd say, in this format. At least in this kind of deck where, you, like I say, you can bring bodies out pretty easily without using your normal summon. He can banish any card on the field, and if it's a dark monster, it burns your opponent for 1,000. 1 tribute, so very, very good. We have Break of the Magical Warrior, just because we need to up the, like, we want to run good darks. This is a good dark, pops anything. It's a 1900 beta. If it doesn't pop a Spell Trap. We run Night Assailant because this can add back our Raikou or our Magician of Faiths, which can end up in the graveyard because of Lightsworn effects, the milling effects. And there's also a card which I'll show you near the end that makes this particularly good. We've got Spore. Love this card. Not even mad that I have 2 now, to be honest, it's fine. Once per duel, you can banish a plant and special summon it, and this gains level. Usually it comes out level 4. But I suppose you could banish Mystic Tomato and have it come out as level 5. Never done that before, but you could maybe do that if you've got a Dandelion in hand, and then you could make a level 8. So, yeah. Pretty cool. You've got Dandelion. I fucking love this card too. When it's sent to the graveyard, any way, shape or form, you get 2 tokens, level 1/0/0. Very nice. You've got Lonefire. As I say, this brings out Tomato or Spore or Dandelion, so it's broken. Searchable by Sangan as well, which is very nice. You can run like UFO Turtle if you want to turbo into this. There was a deck, I think it might have been the Code Control variant that I talked about, where I was running 2 Turtle, and it was pretty sweet. You've got Giant Rat, limited to 1 in SHIBA because it gets so much shit. It can get Dandelion. It can also get SHIBA. So this is another card that helps you keep a body on the board for Caius, because it cannot be destroyed by battle. If another monster on the field is destroyed, it returns to your hand, which can be annoying, but that rarely ever happens. And that can also be like a good thing if you have a way to destroy your own shit, and then like if you want to crash like a floater into something, if you want this back in hand, if you're not wanting to synchro with it or anything. You run Exiled Force, another Giant Rat target, as well as a Rotor target. Very versatile, pops any monster. You run Card Trooper, another Giant Rat target. This has been newly added to the format. It's probably, I think it's the most recent thing that's been added. And it mills 3 cards to become a 1900 attack till the end of the turn. And then when it's destroyed by battle, I believe, by card effect even, you draw a card. Very, very nice. Staple spells, we got the Graceful, the Pot, the Duo, the Tunox. Not necessarily stable, but I personally think they're stable. Monster Reborn, Charge the Light Brigade. Obviously you run Light Swans, Rotor, you run a bunch of Warriors. Solar Recharge, not essential, but I think it's really nice. Helps you get your Darks into the graves. You discard a Light Swan, draw 2, mill 2. Snatch Steal, stably good stuff. Premature Burial. Scapegoat, limited to 1. This just helps you get bodies on board for synchro plays, as do these cards. So you've got Brain Control, limited to 1 because you have tuners. Mind Control, same thing. Last Will, same thing. This is pretty nutty, to be fair, because you can just Last Will make a synchro, bring out whatever you want, 1500 or less. Card destruction, this is the card that I was saying works with Night Assailant and works with putting docks into your grave. So yeah, and then last two cards you've got Heavy Storm and Mystical Space Typhoon. We're playing combo, we don't have to deal with any of that shit. So yeah, that's the deck. I'll quickly go through the extra deck. It's just the same every time. You've got Thought Ruler, Red Dragon Archfiend, Colossal Fighter. You never really make any of these because of this card, Stardust Dragon. You've got Black Rose. This is cool in this deck because you can use its second effect to banish a plant and zero out a defense monster and put it in attack mode. You've got Arcanite just in case you mind control or brain control a spellcaster monster. Or maybe you can actually. I think you can actually. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, that's just in case of mind control or brain control. You've got Magical Android. You can make this as well as the next card, Catasta, in one turn if you have Lone Fire and Dandelion on the field. So that's very nice. It's very rare that you get two synchros on the field in this format. And last but definitely not least is Goyo Guardian. Good shit. So like, subscribe. Yeah.